August 29th, there's a game that you're supposed to play against Navy in Ireland. And where do things stand right now, do you think, about your playing season?
Well, I think we're going to play. I don't have the definitive, 100%, but obviously things are trending that way. We're moving in that direction. We want to play in the fall. I think look, at the end of the day, those decisions are going to be made by, our president, our board of trustees, not the football coach at Notre Dame. So let's get that straight. But, we're moving in that direction. We're preparing for those eventualities. So I think from that perspective, I can say that we are prepared and we know that there's going to be challenges. There's probably going to be some setbacks as well. And as long as we're all aware of what those are and how to deal with them, I think we're ready to play football in the fall.
Well, I just had a conversation with Dave Roberts of the Los Angeles Dodgers, the manager of the LA Dodgers, and I've had conversations like this on this show. And it's always, I don't want coaches or managers to be put in the position of where we're all expecting you to come up with a vaccine. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
and that you're all now experts in public health, but. It is a situation that's constantly changing. I mean, what do you tell your kids, who I'm sure you're Zooming with or what have you right now, right?
Well, see, so that's the most difficult thing. As we're planning on, no salad bars and spacing in the locker room and the weight room and some of these really important issues, so you can in fact avoid a hot spot or, the potential of, what the worst case scenario could be, Rich, and that is you start and then you have to shut down. The players they want to know dates and times. They want to be in a position where they can put on their calendar, hey, what's the date? The problem is we can't give them that because everything is staged in terms of the states and the universities. They want to wait as long as they can because they want to get better testing. They want to get better tracing. They want to get, where are we going to quarantine? And those things take more time. And so we're in this position where as committees, and we're meeting on a day-to-day basis, we're trying to put together protocols and plans for it. But on the other hand, I'm trying to talk to my players every day, and they're like, Coach, what do you got for us? Give us something. And, it gets to the point where you're just I know it's frustrating for them, but they know that we're doing all the planning necessary. Because here's where it's a little different, Rich, than years past.
Right.
We have to over-communicate with the parents. Because, look, if it's my kid, I'm not putting them on a plane to South Bend, Indiana. Look, nobody drives to our campus. We have very few kids within 3 hours of our campus. You're putting your son on a plane to Notre Dame. I better know exactly what's in place for my son when he gets there, that he's not going to get sick. And so we have to do a really good job of putting this together so we can over-communicate with the parents as well.
So, Brian Kelly here on the Rich Eisen Show. I hope you don't mind me prying, but what do you tell the parents? I mean, what do you have in place, like testing, tracing? I mean, again, it's not as if...
We have to lay out exactly. We have to lay out exactly what we're doing. Are we testing daily? Are we doing antibody testing? Are we going once a week? Are we putting them in pods where they stay in those pods and they're not going to be disrupted from those areas? So there's a lot there's a lot of layers here, Rich, that are really new to me. That I'm kind of sitting back, listening, and trying to find out, as a football coach for 30 years, as a head coach, what's realistic? What can we do? I know you were talking to Dave Roberts. I was on a call with some Major League Baseball. They're talking about changing the ball every pitch. I mean, so they're talking about not using the clubhouse, the old days, right? You come dressed, pop the hood, take your bat out, and let's go in and play. So there's a lot of moving pieces here that we're trying to get our head around and find out what it's realistic to be able to do. So that's the information that we got to find out, whether we're going to relay that information back to the parents or not.
And how close are you to having that protocol locked down?
We're better. We're better than where we were maybe even 2 weeks ago, where we have some we have a document that's getting closer and closer because we're getting more answers. It seems as though we're getting closer to figuring out what kind of capacity that we'll have for testing. Those are the things that really, unfortunately, have been holding us up a little bit because we needed to know what kind of testing capacity that we would have in place.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.